Kính thưa quý vị khán thính giả của chương trình PhoBolsaTV. Hôm nay là ngày 16 tây tháng 4 năm 2016, một ngày sau phiên luận tội đối với nghệ sĩ hài Minh Béo. Ngày hôm nay chúng tôi lại có dịp tiếp xúc với ông Chánh Biện lý quận Cam, ông Tony để hỏi thêm ông về nhiều thông tin liên quan tới trường hợp này. Xin mời quý vị theo dõi câu chuyện ngày hôm nay. Hello, Mr. Tony Rokakis. Thank you very much again for having us here today.
So it's my pleasure. Xin chào quý vị.
The first question I have to ask right away, with like a lot of people wondering, your appearance yesterday at the arraignment seemed to be a big surprise to a lot of people, and they thought that appearance made the case look a lot more serious. With around 260 lawyers working as prosecutors under your supervision, why you decide to appear yourself at the court?
Well, I thought it was important that the bail not be lowered, and I wanted the judge to know that I take this very seriously and that we are asking that the bail remain at $1 million. I thought it would be better coming from me than from one of the deputies. So that was it, just to try to keep the bail at $1 million.
And the result, $1 million remain the same for the bail.
That's right. And I think it's important in this case. I don't want to exaggerate the importance of the case, but it's certainly somebody comes from another country. He's an actor, comedian, whatever. He's an entertainer. Has a high profile, and he starts proceeds to sexually molest some children. I think that's it has a level of importance that we want him to face justice here in America.
$1 million bail has been set for this case.
Yes.
A lot of people feel like that is too high for this case. Is there any discrimination here to the foreigner, especially foreigner from Vietnam?
No, certainly not. This is just based on the circumstances of the case entirely. So I would agree that it's high bail for the type of case generally. So if we had this kind of a case with somebody who was say born and raised in Orange County and has his family here and ties and so there's little or no likelihood that he would flee the area. The normal bail then would be about $100,000 in this case. So the case is higher because of the likelihood that he would flee, that he would leave the country, and go to a country where we don't have any extradition agreement. So if he went back to Vietnam, say, then we would not be able to get him back. He wouldn't be here to face justice in our courts. And so it's strictly to guarantee that he faces justice in our courts. He's going to get a fair trial. He's going to get all of his rights the same as anyone else. And if he was from a different country, let's say if he was from Iran, for example, or some other country where we don't have a extradition agreement, I'd be saying exactly the same thing. It's not about discrimination. It doesn't matter what country he comes from. It would present the same risk under similar circumstances. And the lawyer's doing his job. He's doing. He's making his arguments, saying that Mr. Béo is not like Noriega, and of course he's not. So it's an exaggeration, but that's the argument. That's the way attorneys argue cases.
Regarding that conversation between you and the lawyers, I heard that you two have met prior to the arraignment. How was it happen, and what was the conversation about prior to the arraignment?
Well, before the arraignment, it was just a brief conversation in the room that's next to the arraignment court over at the Central Jail. And just a brief conversation where we talked about dates, and about dates for the future setting of a pretrial and a preliminary hearing, and let us know that they were going to asked to have the bail reduced, and I indicated that our position would be that we're going to argue to keep it the same.
Regarding the result of the arraignment,
Yes.
on the prosecutor side, how do you feel about it?
Well, I think it's the right result. That's the result that we asked for, because we want to do all that we can to make sure that that the defendant stays here for the trial and to face justice here. So I think it takes that $1 million to guarantee his appearance in court in the future.
So with the $1 million bail, does it mean if the defendants have $100,000 to put down, he will be released from the prison anytime now?
No, it doesn't mean that at all. What it means is that there has to be $1 million bond posted that on his behalf, and that if he leaves, if he doesn't come back to court, then that bond can be taken by the court. The bond can be exonerated, and the money can be taken by the court. So anybody who puts up the $1 million is taking the risk that he might not return. So it's unlikely, I think. Maybe he can find somebody, but I think it's unlikely that he would find somebody who would agree to post $1 million bond merely by giving them $100,000. That would not be very smart business on the part of a bail bondsman.
The defendant lawyers stated on media that your appearance might have political motivation, especially in the election time. What is your idea about it?